Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. Bitcoin's trend is still defined on the higher time frames. Let's record this video. All right, so we're going to start off with the daily chart, just so we can define that longest overexpanded period for you. And currently, ACAT is showing that correctly. Now, our green band is a little bit funky because we have our readings popping all the way up here, which is incorrect, though the longest overexpanded period is still displaying correctly, so there is still useful information on this chart. Our current pivot for defining trend is down here. Right? If we want to define that loosely with a little bit less noise, we can go ahead and take a look at the 125 period. Okay, so that's the lowest I believe we can dip, is that 125 period. And if we do touch down on that value, that's good. It's good news. If we pop down to that value, I'm going to aggressively buy. Goodness gracious. That's currently listed around 10,440. Okay. On the 4-hour chart, it's a little bit more accurate as far as the exact period, because we have two longest overexpanded periods here. The current plume of expansion from the initial move, and the longer one, which is the 605 period, and here the 225 period. So let's go ahead and pop those values open, okay? 225. Okay. And 605. There we go. So the 225 value, I have too many lines on this chart. Let's clean that up. Just gonna do the 605 for now. Cool. So that's defining our expansion. As long as we're above this band, Bitcoin is in a state of trend. So most accurately as defined on the 4-hour chart, I have buy orders at, last night they were at 10,550. Right now it's more, I need to move them up, around 10,700. So I think probably see a small touch of volatility here before we drip down, touch that value, and scoop up once more. So I'm actually short at this moment from around here, a small short. And I'm going to close the short here, as well as scoop up a new long entry in that location as well. Yeah, simple as that. I'm just waiting for the dip. Buy the dip. You know, if we have a bullish trend, you just want to buy the dip, guys. It really is as simple as that. Especially since our 225 period mean inversion is basically evaporated at this point. There's just a few more candles until it's completely gone, especially now that we have that final state of compression happening there. Really, that's all I have to say about this chart. It's really simple. Buy the dip. As far as altcoins go, the USD pairings are still doing okay. The trend is still defined. So I'm not particularly inclined to sell any of my altcoins right now until that daily pivot breaks, for the following reason. Consider this if you will. Last time Bitcoin dominance was this high was May of 2017, which was, interestingly enough, the beginning of the bull run of the previous move. We can also talk about finding entry on a lower time frame. Particularly, this music's really bad. 1 second. All right. Yeah. Okay. Lower time frame entry. That's simple enough. We're just gonna load up ACAT. See what it shows. Yeah, from the looks of it, we're looking at the 175 period there, which appears to be an active bullish mean reversion condition. Yeah. Range definition is still defined. We have the bullish condition. So, yeah, short-term lateral trading and compression, I think, is likely. So, we will trade laterally as defined by this here band. And that can either happen through a lateral move, which I find more probable, or we can see that volatility pop to the upside. Essentially what I'm saying is there's going to be a bear flag, or at least a brief retracement before a continued downward move. So this is our target. We might see volatility pop to the upside. That'll actually stop me out of my short because I have a trailing stop active. So I might take some short-term profits right now and then just trying to focus on scooping up the long at 10,700. You know, since now that we have a neutral condition on a shorter time frame, I'm not as inclined to keep an active short position open. Okay. So that's 4%. Yeah, I lost about half my profit there. Of course, I could just keep it open until I see the full position realize. It's an odd risk to reward scenario. Because I think we will test down on that mean reversion pivot on the daily and 4-hour charts. But I'm not inclined to believe it's going to happen all at once. Because if we have this bullish condition active, and that's a 12% range, mind you, I don't want to have a short open. So, trying to catch a long on the shorter time frame, I was going to recommend the bullish mean reversion condition on the shorter TFs, but it's already active, and that's a problem. So, if we actually manage to see a rejection from this value here, right, this mean reversion pivot, right, that rejection would have been really nice for that final dip down, but we actually activated the mean reversion condition. I would say early, but that's just my bias. So the fact that this trend was not defined was slightly disappointing. And then now that I'm seeing this, the tag of the 3.2 standard deviation of the longest over expanded period would have been a great take profit point. At least short term, because those values really hold up pretty well. Actually, you know, just using those two values as range defining pivots is a little insane. All right, those channel values are super clean, and you can actually do the same for here. Actually, I want to backtest this a bit. I don't know why I just didn't visualize that before. Alright, so let's find a longer overexpansion. Hell, even in this example. Alright, that perfectly defined trend, and as soon as it's broken, we see the mean reversion and compression. And even in these what appear to be sloppier scenarios, where we do have those brief expansions, but then they turn into compressionary periods when the band's entered. And then expansions, and then compressions. I know they're slight, but they are accurately defined. This does an okay job, but we do wick inside the mean reversion condition a bit too much for comfort. Still, though, buying the swing lows, that 3.2 standard deviation tag worked out really well. And even in small scenarios like this, the conditions still work out quite nicely. Alright, here's a nice large overexpansion for us to look at. Oh my god, yeah, that 3.2 standard deviation of the 1/10, or of the longest overexpanded period is so accurate. Okay, when you get these longer term overexpansions, it's really uncanny for that range definition. Right, where we have the top edge, and the bottom edge for defining trend. And then when we finally enter the band, it's compression and mean inversion, which results in that lateral trading. It's really clean. Okay, yeah, that's it for Bitcoin. Shh. Quiet, you. Okay. Euro GBP. Yeah, guys, get all your altcoin questions in, please, so I can analyze whatever you want me to. All right, Euro GBP. Yeah, that's pretty expected. Not the type of parabolic trend you're used to seeing, I'll say that much. Quad CCI is your friend. That's pretty much it. Yeah, if you have defined trend, use Quad CCI. 4-hour chart works just fine. Take longs on the 14-period CCI roll-ups, and we just had one. Your long entry would have been there. So, it's clean. And then, of course, you can use the 50-period band as the buffer. Yeah, it's a really simple chart. Easy to trade. XRP. Man. But here, then we started making lower lows. 3.2 standard deviation tag is okay. Just when we have such defined downtrends, it's still quad CCI, 14 period CCI roll downs. It feels obvious, doesn't it? It's just awkward to want to short altcoins near historical lows. Oh, it's seriously taking a hit. 34%, holy hell. I have an unleveraged long open. Just in the sense that you should buy low and sell high for a longer term position. Because, you know, when XRP does run, it runs hard. So I'm willing to back hold for a bit longer. And let me just point something out, guys. Last time Bitcoin dominance was this high, was right here. Okay? That's why I'm hesitant to sell anything right now. This paints a very clear picture. Last time Bitcoin dominance was this high, was right there at the exact bottom before the bull run. And that's why I'm willing to back hold right now. I know it hurts short term. And I'm going to copy this chart because that's just so appealing. I mean, I'm not particularly recommending you bag gold, but oh, goodness. And every time we've seen every single wave PM value above the 0.9 value, it has reversed. Yeah, we just okay. Wow, this is getting really interesting. So when every value was above 0.9, we saw a hardcore reversal. Let's point out every example where this happened. Okay. Here is one. Every value above 0.9. So there's one example. It shot up 100% shortly after. In this location, every value was above 0.9. Price shot up 100%. Here, every value was above 0.9. Price shot up 60%. Here, every value was above 0.9, but it was a bullish move, so it actually went the other way. That's funny. Oh, look at that. Here, every value is above 0.9. Price shot up 80%, 100%, excuse me. Here, every value is above 0.9. Price shot up 1,500%. I can keep doing this. Here, every value is above 0.9. Price shot up 40%. And now, once again, every value is above 0.9. So, that implies extreme overexhaustion on every period. Okay, so you know how there's like Bollinger Band squeezes that imply potential energy? Now, imagine if you had a Bollinger Band squeeze on every single period, on every single time frame. That would imply high potential energy, right? Well, you can do the same, except the opposite. If every single period is overexpanded, it implies trend exhaustion. It implies low potential energy for the direction of the trend. That's why I'm okay back holding right now, because the exhaustion just on this completely red wave PM value is super appealing. So that's why I'm willing to back hold. I actually might buy more. I know you're not supposed to buy into sinking ships, guys, but it's been a really consistent reading. And on the note of consistent readings, I do need to point out that the weekly CCI roll did fail. All right, every time there's been a 14-period CCI roll-up, there's been a significant move. In this scenario, there was that 14-period CCI roll-up, and it did fail. So, do show... Oh, McAfee accidentally tweets his social security number. That's hilarious. Oh, God. Oh, what an idiot. What a fool. Hi. You guys need to ask more about altcoins. Let's check out XRPUSD. I'm actually interested in that. I mean, honestly, this is still a bullish chart. You should buy the dip. TRX BTC. Have you been able to make any calls recently? Yes, but they're losing calls because the market's red. Maybe I'll call XRP again. Who knows? Yeah, calls haven't been doing too well this week. That's fair. I'm willing to admit that. Little loss, big win. LTC USD. Okay. Man, this was a pretty sleeper OP chart, I'll admit that. That 500% gain totally come up on me by surprise. I think there's a bearish mean reversion here. There's not, because it's been such a sustained trend. That's hilarious. So we have no generated mass because it's just such a calm, sustained trend for the entire 7 months that there's really no mean reversion pivots. So buy the dip on 14-period CCI roll. That's my recommendation. We actually have a downward mass generation, I'm guessing, based on this expansion here. So we can define a bullish mean reversion pivot and then buy that. Actually, that'll work really well. 225. Hey, nice. Yeah, we can trade this. Ah, it's so hot. Come on, boy. Nice. Yeah, mean inversion pivot's still super far away. But if we do hit that bullish mean inversion, I am totally willing to take that trade. Let's set an alert. I think it's Alt-A. Yep, nice. We want Litecoin USD crossing up. ACAT, oh my god, am I going to be able to... I am, okay. LOXP, lower Bollinger Band, 1. That's it. LTC, long condition. That's fine. Okay, let's see how that plays out. See if there's any final altcoin comments. There's not. So that's it. We're done. It's been a beautiful day. You guys have a good day. It's super hot. I'm gonna go swimming. That sounds great. Man, I need to trade these fucking ranges. I'm sorry, I haven't cursed in ages, but when I saw this, I'm flipping out. It's just too clean. Compression MA is just bizarrely accurate. It's cheating. Okay, look at this range. It perfectly catches it. Look at this. You touch the top, you sell. You touch the bottom, you buy. You touch the top, you sell. You touch the bottom, you buy, and then you stop out because you're a loser. Or, you know, it's fair to point out the losers too. Like, you short here and then you immediately stop out. That's a loser too. But honestly, and like just buying the retracements on the mean reversion pivot, it's so clean. Oh my god. That should count the mean reversion. Hold on. And this entire condition's false because there's volatility overhead. All right, final check. EOS BTC. Oh, yeah, those are great downward expansion on this that I did not short, and I'm kind of upset about it. Yeah, it was right there. I should have shorted that. It's a 20% drop. Okay, well, this is fun. I'll see you folks later. Bye. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe. Do that. Goodbye.